Catherine. Haley. Christ. Rebecca. Kathleen.
I can't exactly remember the exact moment I heard COVID-19. I was supposed to take a trip with my son to Japan, more and more news. It's like, we'll be fine. And then it just seemed to explode. Initially, we thought we just might need 8 beds. And then as we started getting into the COVID ICU, it became apparent that we were going to have to stretch. These patients have to come in here and they're super sick. So you have to put yourself in their shoes to feel what they feel. You're in a hospital with strangers all around you, telling you to breathe, telling you to cough, and you're restrained and tied down.
Hey Joe, this is Breezy in COVID ICU land. We're getting ready to supinate a patient and cannulate them for ECMO.
I think day 2 of me working my first week in the COVID ICU, I just knew that this was gonna get a lot bigger and it could get really scary here. So I called my friend that night and my son was on a plane by 10 a.m. the next morning. He's in Kauai right now and he's been there since March 11th.
You already tested this thing?
Yeah.
I usually work 7 nights in a row. The day before, I have to take a long nap to make sure I can mentally switch and function appropriately.
Okay.
And then you can get through your 12-hour shift. You're trying your best, all the little tricks that you've known that have worked on patients that have had the really sick lungs in the past. But these tricks are not working. People are getting sicker.
Ready?
Whenever you put a breathing tube into somebody for the first time, you risk having droplets come out. There's definitely a risk.
There you go.
You do it. Always tell them what I'm doing, even if they are sedated. I always believe that people can hear you, and you need to talk to them.
I'm going to turn you to the other side now.
I'm going to give you this med. It's for this. You just verbalize it out loud. You hold people's hands. You sit there with them, talk about something that has nothing to do with the COVID-19. You just ask them about them. So I get to know them, their families, because they can't talk to their family. You're that bridge, and all you want to do is make sure that this person can go home.
All right, arterial camp is slowly coming off.
If you're already at the max level of support that you can give and their oxygen levels are dropping, there's really not much you can do except just let the family know. And can you imagine holding up an iPad to somebody who's intubated, really sick, and hearing their family tell them goodbye? Absolutely heartbreaking.
I'm gonna bring the camera over to him, okay?
Tears are coming down your face. I mean, you're human. This sucks. And we had a coworker, very young. We don't know if she got actually exposed at work, but she started feeling sick and she took herself off the schedule, doing it at home, like a lot of people do who test positive. But it just came to the point where she couldn't do that.
Hey, sweetie, you're in the hospital, okay? You're at Harborview. We're gonna take good care of you.
She was with us for 7 days on that breathing machine. She would write on a board. Being a nurse, she would always want to know what her vent settings were. And I think we were all standing outside the room when we knew that we were going to take that breathing tube out. And we were all so scared. We all held our breath. She had that tube out and she was fine. We finally won one. We did not let COVID win. We won. Until we get a vaccine, there is no way that this can't be part of our everyday life. We're going to adapt to it, we're going to learn from it, and we're going to grow from it. I have never been so tired when I get home. I am physically, mentally exhausted. That's when I either cry on my way home. I also take a walk down to the water when I lose patience. It's kind of a Hawaiian ritual. And just say goodbye. As a nurse, I fear getting sick, especially since now my son is not here. He texts me all the time and says, "Mom, please don't get sick." It's a possibility. This disease could take any one of us at any time, and I'd be a fool to think that I was immune. I knew what I was getting into, and I chose it. I was meant to be a nurse.